Hi, I'm Jeffrey G. Mersace, estate planning attorney in Raleigh with offices in Asheville. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about what you need to do if you're moving into North Carolina from another state. Do you need to redo your entire estate plan, or are there only certain things that you need to do, or do things need to be edited or updated? What exactly do you need to do? Well, a couple of things that I've seen. The first, I really recommend having your financial power of attorney, your healthcare power of attorney, and your living will updated. Just use the new state's format. If you're moving in from another state, it's always important to have the documents that the hospitals and medical facilities and service providers are used to seeing. And so when we have clients that come in from another state, we want to make sure that we're putting them into those documents. Now, their other documents may be perfectly legal. They may be valid in the state. But the last thing you want is for a doctor or a medical provider to say, well, I'm not sure about this language. Let's send it to legal, and in the next 2 days or so, maybe they'll have an answer for us. You don't want that. So it's important to have the documents for the new state that you're moving into. Now, I do also have a lot of clients that spend time in other states, so they're across 2 states, and we recommend have those same documents for both states. It just makes it easy if there is a medical crisis in one state or the other to just have things handled that way. So, yeah, always update the powers of attorney and the living will for the state that you're living in. Another big thing is taking a look at, if you have a revocable trust, is it still valid, and does it do what you want it to do? And those are really 2 separate things. The legal requirements for a trust being valid in another state, they really aren't that difficult to meet. In North Carolina, it's got to be in writing. You need to have a trustor who sets up the trust, you need a trustee, and you need something owned by the trust. That's really it. So when you meet those requirements, it really isn't that big of a deal. But the more important question is, does the trust do what you want it to do? A lot of times I have clients who have moved in from other states. They've had me review their trusts, and while they may be valid, we've found some severe loopholes, and it doesn't do what they wanted it to do. So that's just an opportunity. As long as we're updating those other important documents, maybe it's time to replace and update as an amendment and restatement. Just put their new trust, put a new document in place for their trust, and just make sure we're covering all those loopholes and it's doing what they want. Now, there's also a third big thing to take a hard look at. A lot of times, particularly for healthcare decisions, people were set in a particular order to handle healthcare decisions if they can't. Your healthcare agents. It might be time to step back and take a look and see, are those still the people you want making those decisions? Particularly if one of the main factors you put into place when choosing those healthcare agents in the first place was how close they were to where you lived before. So I often have clients that had one child who stayed in the area, but another child moved, and then they actually moved to be closer to the other child and grandchildren, and now the other child might have moved, who stayed in the area, may have moved somewhere else. Well, if they're most of the way across the country, they may not be the best healthcare agent as opposed to the other child who's living close by. So it's always good to stop, take a look, and see who do you want making those particular types of decisions. So those are just 3 quick things about things to look at when you're moving in from another state. Get those, what we call ancillary documents, the powers of attorney and the living will, get those redone. 2, make sure you get your trust checked out to make sure that it's doing exactly what you need it to do and how does it interact with this particular state. And 3, take another look at the people you have making these decisions for you, and maybe it's time to shuffle people around. So, again, I'm Jeff Mersacci. If you're interested in reading more about the different documents, particularly about trusts, I have my book, The Anti-Probate Revolution. This is a book that all clients read before their first estate planning appointment with us, and you can find it at theestategeek.com. Again, theestategeek.com. So thank you and have a great day.